Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Sigurum Siyutapada Kamalam Sigurum Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Shagrayatam Shagana Ragunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Parijana Saitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Shahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yad Kripata Mahang Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. My Guru Dev, English okay? My Guru Dev had a vision that the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could actually bring more peace and more sanity to this world. He was convinced of that, and in his Srimad Bhagavatam, he describes very clearly how and why and when the deplorable Tamaguna Rajaguna motivates people to such horrible action, just such as violence, war, cheating, mistreating others, etc. So, by promoting the mode of Sattvaguna and Vishuddha or devotional service to God, he said the consciousness of humanity can be uplifted. Some people may consider that's a thesis. And what is the antithesis? The antithesis is that we are not qualified to do it, to follow it through. Once Srila Prabhupada said, if we would follow it through 100% in 18 days, Krishna consciousness could take over the world. Well, the 18 days have passed a long time, and we are still struggling. But the devotees, which I know, not only in ISKCON, but in the Gaudiya Math, devotees in general, plus followers of Sanatana Dharma, those who sincerely try to follow Sanatana Dharma, we are all peacemakers. Based on the transcendental philosophy that we are not this body and that we are all one big family, we are truly peacemakers. Our philosophy based on Upanishads and Vedas is Sarve Sukheno Bhavantu. Let the whole world be happy. So everything a devotee does from morning to evening is to make the whole world happy. We go out and distribute books so that the whole world may be happy coming to Krishna conscious. We give out prasadam whenever we can, wherever we can, so that the whole world can be happy. We chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in Kirtan, Japa, or in Bhajan, so that the whole world who listens may be happy. We establish centers of shelter, temples, ashrams, eco-farms, or other meeting places where people can have a chance to get into a friendly relationship with devotees so that the whole world may be happy. Because you can only be happy with a beautiful, friendly relationship with Vaishnavas. The key of the Vaishnava relationship is their kindness, their friendliness, their friendship, their offering to us and inviting us to Harikatha, Sadhusanga, and devotional service. So we know that the whole world will not be happy if they don't chant the holy name of the Lord, if they don't eat prasadam, if they don't associate with devotees, if they don't listen to the sacred literature revealed by the acharyas. We know the whole world will not be happy if they simply follow the mundane speculation process of so-called scientific development and actually motivated by greed, envy, lust. That is what we've gone through ourselves. Everyone has gone through it. Anybody who ever ate meat, he knows what that is. I will enjoy my tongue at the cost of the life of an innocent animal. That is incredible arrogance. I have a right to kill this animal, torture this animal, so that I can have a little taste and fill my belly. Right? While I can fill my belly with much better health if I eat only vegetables and grains. So the whole thing is really, it really shows how Tamaguna and Rajaguna works. It makes you ignorant. It ignores. Paul McCartney said very wisely, if the slaughterhouses would have walls of glass, everybody would become a vegetarian. If you would have to see the horrors which are going on there. For no use. Plus for environmental destruction and whether you go to Germany, France, England, everywhere it's the same. Russia also, Ukraine also. Everywhere they mistreat the animals industrially in such a insensitive way without compassion that they have to pay for it. That is the part. We want them not to pay for it. So therefore we promote chanting Hare Krishna, that you may get out of the sinful reaction of all the horror you have done to the animals and whatever other horrors. So devotees are both compassionate, forgiving. Of course, why should they not be forgiving? They were forgiven. If you're in Krishna conscious, means lots of your mistakes have been forgiven. So if you have been forgiven, but now you don't want to be forgiving, it doesn't look too good for you, does it? Nityananda and Haridas, they showed the most forgiving way by even going to Jagai Madai. And that's the example, the prime example on our books, how to deal with those who are in total illusion. Jagai and Madai were in total illusion and became great devotees by the grace of a devotee. So we believe in that. We just believe in that very slowly but surely, one by one. We don't know. I mean, Krishna consciousness is a tough thing in this material world. But when I go to New Delhi, I was with Srila Prabhupada in his first temple in New Delhi, which was a little house with 3 rooms, and he installed Radha Parsa Sarati in this temple. Temple president was Tejas. I remember, famous Tejas, Prabhu, my godbrother. So Prabhupada said, okay, now let's preach. We are next to Vrindavan. We are making a temple in Vrindavan. Now let's go. And Tejas, okay, very, very dedicated to Prabhupada. So that was the beginning. Once I was there on my way going to fly back to Europe, all of a sudden, Prabhupada arrived. He arrived, there was not much of a preparation. Maybe, I don't remember whether we knew or not. Anyhow, a garland appeared and Prabhupada went straight and sat down on the Vyasasana. That's a small house, and there were a few devotees around. Prabhupada arrived and sat down on the Vyasasana, and I took the Mridanga and started chanting Samsara Davana Lalita Loka in front of Srila Prabhupada. And I mean, I was a complete new devotee. I was ready to travel, and I was wearing a yogi pant, not a dhoti. And Prabhupada looked at my yogi pants, and I was like kind of frying. Oh my God, Prabhupada looks that I don't have a dhoti on. So I was very, very... Anyhow, it was a very startling experience to sing in front of my Guru Deva, no, with just a few devotees. Anyhow, Prabhupada gave his gracious smile, as he does to his devotees. So today in Delhi, only ISKCON has 22 huge temples, which one is more beautiful than the other. Huge, beautiful art exhibits, prashadam, restaurants, deity worships, Harinam Sankirtan, book publications. They are doing incredible. Plus, there's another 20 Gaudiya Maths in New Delhi, in one city. So we cannot deny it, you know. Krishna consciousness is ready to take over. And the people, they like Krishna consciousness. They like what Prabhupada gave to us because it's very accessible. It's even more accessible than Gaudiya Math. I mean, Gaudiya Math, they have the same thing. ISKCON is a Gaudiya Math, but the Gaudiya Math, they only speak Bengali. They're like a group of devotees. They're open, and they have their traditional festivals. They join together. Of course, some of them now, like we have the beautiful, very, very wonderful temple of Srila Bhakti Daita Madhava Maharaj, Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Maharaj, our Pandava Gaudiya Math, Pandava Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math in Paharganj, which is a very, very important place. But as I say, the Indians, like I spoke with the temple president of Paharganj, I said, if you make a prasadam program here like they do in London, you give the people, like especially the hippies who are around here, and you give them a chance to take a meal here and give a donation, you'll have many, many foreigners here, and it's going to be incredible. But he couldn't relate to it. He didn't know. He doesn't know how it works. Like in London, in the temple of Srila Prabhupada, the ISKCON temple, Soho Street, they have a prasadam program which is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. They invite for a free meal. So people come. They have to come by 12 or 12:30. Then they have to sit down in the temple. Then there's a kirtan. Then there's a 15 minutes class. Then prasadam is given, the plates are given out. Somebody asks for a donation, somebody offers them books to buy. The people eat, it's a feast. They distribute a feast every day. It's not just a little rice, dal, chapati, no, it's a feast, Vaishnava feast. And after the feast, usually the temple fills up, 30, 40, 50 people. And after that, they all give a donation. Some give, some come there for the free meal also. Okay, but doesn't matter. On the whole, I tell you that temple is not losing because of that prasadam program. That temple is gaining devotees, gaining friends. It's fantastic. So I was trying to tell the president in Paharganj, they have the space, they could do that there. And if they say we have they would have to make a discrimination to get it for tourists or so, not for, otherwise it fills up with Bengalis, with people from Paharganj who want to get a nice prasadam meal. Anyhow, it was just a suggestion, but their preaching in Delhi is going full power. So if so much preaching can go on in one city, all by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, can you imagine when Krishna consciousness really reaches out to the world? And it is reaching out to the world. If you look at the shorts, the reels in YouTube, and you type in Vedic knowledge, Krishna consciousness, you'll find virtually thousands of reels. You have also Srila Prabhupada reels, Sri Maharaj reels, reels and reels and reels. A reel is like a preaching in a nutshell, like one subject. Beyond birth and death, and then Prabhupada, ba, 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 ba. And these reels, in a way, they're for the modern mind the best because they give a message, but they're short and clear. Whereas to listen to a 1.5 hour class, very few people have that patience today. And if they come to class, usually they sleep. So to really follow, you only go to class and pay attention to class if you really love the lecturer. If you have like, oh, he's the divine lecturer. Let me come, let me take notes. Some people are like this, the student-like, no? Really take the study. But the majority of the people, they just need reels. No? Some ba 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 ba. Wow. And then if you really like it, take another one. Ba 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 ba. I mean, Vanipedia has wheels, Prabhupada wheels. I would say one is better than the other. They're all incredible. And the other reels which I've seen from other devotees around the world, many are made with artificial intelligence. I tell you, the majority they're Siddhanta. The majority are accurate according to what I learned from Srila Prabhupada. They're amazing. They're really, really amazing. So can you imagine this? Imagine that there is so much divine knowledge available in the YouTube, in the other media. So devotees, we are doing our job because Prabhupada wanted us to take over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his message to reach out to every town and village. Okay, here we go. That's why we went to Bolivia. That's why we went to Paraguay. That's why we went to Uruguay. That's why we went to go to every place. Doesn't matter how big or how small a place is. We go there and preach. And if Krishna sends somebody there who wants to reciprocate and open a temple there, we give support to them. So Krishna consciousness is a message of sanity and love, which is absolutely unique. And we call it Sanatana Dharma to include everybody, including the Mayavadis. They also belong to Sanatana Dharma, so they also do their share. That there's people becoming vegetarian, and they are, because I was a Mayavadi before I met Prabhupada and his devotee. Mayavadi is a more popular version of Vedic thinking. More popular in the sense it is far spread, and it appeals more to an egotistic person that now you can become one with God, and you become God, you become divine, and you get free of all sufferings. This type of preaching is more appealing. Prabhupada himself told us when he was somewhere in some famous hall in England, the Albert Hall, or his devotees had organized for him the Albert Hall, some really far out, huge place, and maybe for the audience where only 30 people came. So for the embarrassment of having a big hall and 30 people. And Prabhupada said, if I would say everybody is God, and you can become God by following me, then the hall would be full. But because I'm saying it, telling everybody you're an eternal servant of God, I mean, Prabhupada, this is one thing you have to realize. Sometimes we idealize Prabhupada's Leela. Oh, he went here and there and everywhere. No, Srila Prabhupada had problems here and there and everywhere. He suffered here and there and everywhere. His devotees were arrested in Germany and all thrown to jail. And Prabhupada heard about that. Can you imagine how Prabhupada was feeling? That all his children were thrown into jail, and 1 million euro, or at that time D-mark, they were captured by the government under the pretext that they were collected illegally. You know, Germans, when they get into the judges system there, they know everything except justice. So they took that money. I don't know, I don't remember if the end they gave it back or not, or they were just, because they're thieves. They're crooks and thieves. And so for them, that Krishna consciousness was spreading, that devotees were going to every town and village in Germany distributing books, and that they had €1 million marks in the bank. It was very upsetting to them, because there was a new movement, there was a new energy, some new vision. And so in this way, Srila Prabhupada, he suffered so much when he heard these things. Some devotees were attacked in Venezuela. Guy came with a machine gun to the temple. In West Virginia, they made Kirtananda dig his own grave the neighbors who came there with rifles. And I mean, devotees have suffered. And whenever the devotees suffered, Prabhupada suffered also. And Prabhupada also on a personal level, I mean, so many inconveniences. So many. And Prabhupada never gave up or never says, let this world go to hell. All these people are nonsense. No. Prabhupada was never. Prabhupada preached and preached and preached and preached. And he had the faith that this will happen and this will bless the world. Now, I may doubt it or I may believe it. But if I go to Delhi and see the opulence of Krishna consciousness there after what with what Prabhupada started, then I'm stupid to doubt it. So many people go to the temples of Srila Prabhupada now and all benefited. Because you go to the temple of Srila Prabhupada, you're 100% benefited. That's the only reason that temple exists. We have no other business in Krishna consciousness than to make others happy. We are sacrificing our own happiness to make others happy. So, and what is the background? The background of Sanatana Dharma coming out, reaching out to the world to make the whole world happy. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Well, Krishna himself also, Radharani also, Ramachandra also, Sita also, Nishingadev also. They are all coming in the same line, make the whole world happy. It's a fact, but they're a little bit far off from us. But in the case of Srila Prabhupada and his mission and his devotees and his books, we can see it very clearly. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said he wanted to spend the last 10 years of his life in the West preaching, trying to convince the Western people of this jewel. Now, he didn't get to do that. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur never left for the West preaching. But Srila Prabhupada gave those 10 years to Prabhupada, to his Gurudev. And he turned the whole world upside down. Upside down. Here in Berlin also, we were in Kurfürstendamm. We were attacked everywhere. There was a time when the police attacked the devotees in Rattershof. And there was one devotee, Jai Gora, he was my first temple president. He came to Berlin. He was actually living more in Hamburg, but he came to Berlin for some Vaishnava together joining. And he was chanting japa in front of the altar. I had decorated the altar. I always like to decorate altars. So beautiful door, huge painting of Panchatattva. And he was sitting and was chanting. And it was a storefront right on Kudam. On the Kudam, there was the storefront. A little bit inside, on a big theater. So a car was standing in front. Jai Jai Sisi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram. Jai. We'll wait a little bit for singing. Jai. So a car was standing in front of the temple. And the car put the window down. Nobody realized that. And Jai Gora was sitting. He was sitting in front of the altar. All of a sudden, a bullet, pong, through the window. It had those one big shopping windows, no? And the bullet just flew where Jai Gora's head was. But he, in that second, was just offering obeisances. He just finished a round and he just offered obeisance. So the bullet went right through and the car took off. Huh? So that's Berlin. That happened in Berlin. No? There were people, like some of the parents were upset because their children become Krishna conscious. And so, it's even dangerous to preach Krishna consciousness. But what the heck, the devotees don't care. Sometimes the devotees scolded me here. They said, why you go to Colombia, such a dangerous place? I said, what do I care that something is a dangerous place? I'm going there to please Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. And if I meant to die somewhere, well, what the heck, you'll die somewhere. So why make such a big deal? And of course, Prabhupada sent me South America. I have my heart in South America. But I have my heart with everyone who chants Hare Krishna and who has a little bit of faith in me and nurtures himself in my service for his service, I love them all. I tell you, I love them also. I also love all the countries where I preach. I love Hungary, I love Bulgaria, I love Austria, I love Italy, I love Spain, Sweden, everywhere. I really love it. What's the value of my love? I can only be in one place at a time, no? And plus my language ability. For example, I never wanted to initiate devotees whose language I don't speak. I really found that was stupid. Of course, it happened, Prabhupada and some others initiated people because there was no other guru or they insisted, I want to be initiated by you, by that person. I said, okay. Then, because in Krishna consciousness, you don't turn people away. You don't accept no to be an answer. It's not, somebody comes, please help me. Yes, what you need. Please initiate me. Well, maybe you find somebody who speaks your language. No, I want to hear from you. We don't say no, it's not possible. So in this way, but I never wanted, I thought the guru who you can't see frequently, he cannot ask you a question, he doesn't understand your language, I thought it was useless. But not totally useless, because Krishna is the Paramatma and he's also the guru in the heart, and he'll take care of the disciple as well. But the relationship with the guru should be so wonderful, so sweet, so nurturing, and so much, especially to get somebody to take responsibility. That will only happen if there's a greater degree of love and trust and enthusiasm. Yes, I go. I take responsibility. Now we are trying to establish a team in Mayapur and Vrindavan, which takes responsibility for the many services. And I would say it's going well. We are just starting after the COVID crisis and after everything, but I have a feeling it's going really well. Very exciting what can be done. Of course, you have to be in the front, no? If there's a war against Maya, don't sit in the back and wait that the prasadam is calling. No, go to the front and look what's to be done. Okay, here, there, yes. Like we had some experience. Remember this one Baba. One Baba became our friend. We don't speak his language, but he likes the devotees. His name is Baba Ram. Actually, Anupama. And every day he shows up in Vindakunja with 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people, and they're all, oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And it's blissful. He's not a Gaudiya Vaishnava. He doesn't have any tilak he puts on. But he's a Baba, and he's some other, fell into liking us, and they bring it every day. And they bring donations, they bring fruits. So, Krishna consciousness is very surprising. Every day is an amazing surprise. And just a few days ago, Lalita Madhava brought one gentleman, and he said, this gentleman wanted to meet you for 20 years, but we never had the opportunity. He was a nice man, and so I started speaking to him and preaching to him. And then it turns out that man was quite a wealthy person from Govardhan, and he single-handedly had restored the Haridev temple. The Haridev temple was one of the original temples of Vrindavan, built by Brajanab for Haridevji. An amazing relic, which we saw for 50 years standing over the Manasi Ganga. Nobody ever had an idea to restore that temple. But this man, on his own accord, he restored the Haridev temple. Not only he made it, but he made it in such a way that on top of the Haridev temple, there's a light, a fire, which burns 24 hours a day. A huge mustard oil fire. He sent me the pictures yesterday. You can imagine now, that was at the time of Rupal Goswami, they had put a fire like this on top of the Govindaji Mandir. Govindaji Mandir had a fire on top, and Aurangzeb could see that fire from Agra. And because of that, he became so angry and he had the Govinda temple destroyed. There's a story to it. I don't know if it's a true story. Somebody said that the wife of Aurangzeb was breaking her fast because she saw a light in the sky, and she thought it was the rising sun. No? And it wasn't. It was the fire on top of the Govindaji Mandir. And then, we have to destroy this temple. I heard that story, no? So, actually the history of Braj, the whole history of the Rajputs, the devotees, building their temple, being destroyed, rebuilding them, destroyed, rebuilding. Some temples were destroyed like 18 or 20 times. Not in Vrindavan, not so many times, but in other places. The Muslim rulership was very disgusting. But what to do? That's the history, that's the karma. Now, the mercy has come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the form of Srila Prabhupada. So we have to take the message of Satyam Shivam Sundaram to the world. It's the truth, it's auspicious, and it's beautiful. You want to be part of it? No. What? You don't want to be part of the truth of auspiciousness and beauty? Well, I would like to, but I don't believe that is so easy. No, it's not easy. Who told you that's easy? Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Plus, next step, Satchit Ananda, full knowledge, eternal existence, and eternal relationship in bliss with the Supreme. It starts with Satyam Shivam Sundaram, but then it becomes Satchitananda. All this, there is no hardship. All you have to do is eat prasadam and don't eat boga. And chant Hare Krishna and don't sing all stupid songs. And associate with devotees and don't hang around with the gangsters. Still everybody has some association, everybody has some food, everybody has some dance, everybody has some poetry. We have poetry, very beautiful poetry we have. We have paintings, art. Our arts, they're windows to the spiritual world. My god sister, Shamarani, my god sister, she was trained up for painting personally by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada sat next to her and said, no, it's but like this, and the tilak must be like this. And he was training her and a few painters in New York. She was awarded a great recognition by Modi ji recently. I don't know, Padma Bhushan, I don't know what kind of award they gave to her, but for her Krishna art book, because she published a book with all her paintings she painted in her life. And that was recognized by Modi, which is, you could see Modi is the most prominent Hindu in the world right now. And he gave full recognition to her. You know, Shamarani may not care, but Prabhupada was jumping because the paintings, he taught his devotees. You know, Prabhupada was a businessman he was a chemist. And there he points out to his devotees how to make the best paintings in the world. And Shamarani is not the only painter. Oh, there's so many talented painters in Russia and everywhere. The whole Delhi temple was made by a team of more than 60 Russian artists under the guidance of Bhaktisiddhanta Das. If you look at that Delhi temple, you go, wow. This is the top art, the fresco art, ceiling paintings. Leonardo da Vinci is just one of them. He's not better than them. So all these great artists, they were inspired by Prabhupada. So windows to the spiritual world, they are not artists. They are opening windows to the spiritual world, Prabhupada said. I mean, nice painters, there's plenty of good painters in the world, but people to actually open windows to the spiritual world. When I first saw the ISKCON paintings, which Prabhupada had printed, I fell in love with them. They were like my source of inspiration. This is one of them. Yashoda sitting there with baby Krishna on her lap. And they look at this Prabhupada picture. This is such an excellent original oil painting. And you just go around, and everywhere you go, you just see it. It's too much. It's wonderful. Oh, yesterday, did we already hang up the picture of the Guru Parampara? It's already hung? Yes, oh, you must look at that. That was one of my personal creations for the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha. I wanted to show that the theistic evolution has come into this world by the 4 sampradayas, and how they are looking and how they are expanding and what is the nature. I put into this parampara. You have to read the letters, the small letters, which explains to you a few important things. So that was done for the Vishwa Vaishnava Raj Sabha, because it's an unbelievable big family tree. And I tell you one thing, forget about the institutions. Wait. ISKCON is a great institution. Many Gaudiya Maths are great institutions. Institutions have a value for spreading and for organizing things. But for the transmission of guru-disciple relationship, the institutions are utterly useless. They rather become a complication. Because an institution is based on some kind of ecclesiastical system. And by the ecclesiastical system, then you're supposed, the next guru is this. But I don't feel inspired by him. So, doesn't matter, there's many gurus, find the one who inspires you. So for practical administration, the hierarchy may be giving the next charge to some other sadhu who is there available, but Guru Parampara is not an institutional thing. And this graphic, this tree, the 4th Sampradaya tree, that shows it to a degree. If I would really have all the Acharya from all the Sampradayas, then I tell you, that tree would have been all over in every corner of the room. It would have extended branches, and there will be faces. So in this way, this picture has a symbolical character. But besides being a symbolical character, it stands for reality. That was the reality. Srila Narayan Maharaj is there, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj is there, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj is there, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj is there. All the great souls who have been part of spreading Krishna consciousness, they are there. Even Kadamba Kadana is there, who was the first disciple of Advaita, Jai Advaita Maharaj. And his guru hardly initiated many disciples, but Kadamba Kanana initiated many disciples. So, it shows the real spirit of what this parampara is all about. So, now you will find my picture there too. I didn't put that. That was Yati Maharaj. So Yati Maharaj, he got there and utilized with his computer knowledge, he put my picture. But if your guru is not there, then just take a picture and put your guru's picture there also. Especially if you're part of the Berlin Yatra, no? But the guru will never put his picture there, because the guru never thinks he's a guru. So again, back to the point. In our transition, we are not depending on institution. That transition is a heart-to-heart transition, guru to disciple. And for a guru to disciple, there has to be love of the guru to the disciple. How do you know that? Because he's preaching to him, he's helping him, he's nurturing him, he's picking him up from the fallen condition to a Krishna conscious position. And the disciple is grateful and helpful. Like the disciple says, Gurudeva, you have given me so much help. How can I reciprocate? How can I do something for you? How can I help this wonderful mission you have started? That is a real disciple. A disciple who doesn't want to become an instrument of his guru, of the love of his guru, the love of Nityananda and Gauranga, he's not a real disciple. Maybe somebody is just having some psychological problems and he wants a free coach or something. And as soon after he's gotten a little bit back on his legs and he wants to run out back into the material forest of enjoyment and forget the devotees and forget everything else. Happens, no? The doors are open. Some people come, some people go. Sometimes high, sometimes low. I got nowhere else to go. Then I go to the devotees in the temple. Give me prasadam, give me love, give me all the things above. Let me be part of this beautiful family. So that's a lucky person. He hears something from the devotees. He says, I want to be part of this. This is really good. Vaishnava life is really good. And then you have to find out what is my responsibility. That's not easy. Well, it's actually not difficult either. Just ask a senior devotee, hey, you need some help? Oh, they immediately say, and if you are ready to help, then you will get more help, more work, more seva. The better you do a service, more service they will give to you. I remember I was living in a temple in Berlin, Nordbahnstraße, not far from here. Nordbahnstraße, Wedding. That was the first temple. It was right on the wall to East Berlin. It was West Berlin. So in that temple, I just was there. I was a brand new devotee. So that the Sunday came and time for the Sunday feast, and the temple president, his name was Vasudeva. He was a great artist, a great painter. Now he lives in Hamburg. So this Vasudeva, he wasn't there. And the temple room was like as big as this one, not this part. And it was full of people sitting there from the Sankirtan. So some devotees said, go give the class. I said, I give the class? I have never given a class. What are you going to? Just speak about why you're here. So I took a Ishopanishad, sat down and gave the class. Oh my God, my first class in Krishna consciousness. I mean, I guess I'm talkative. I like to talk. I don't know. Of course, I told them why I'm there and how wonderful it is, what Prabhupada is doing for us. And after the class, some people came to me, comment, what a nice class. So that was here in Berlin, just like I'm sitting here today, giving a class, fulfilling my duty with you. I have this book with me, which I want to actually share to you. It's very interesting. It's a true history and the religion of India. It was published by somebody from another mission, but it's an incredible collection of evidence how Hinduism was abused and how finally the truth is coming out. What is the truth? The truth is Sanatana Dharma is superior. It's the absolute superior way of thinking and way of behavior we have found in the world. We may not be eager to put others down, but we are eager to put Vaishnavism up. Because that's, if you want to tell something about something important, you have to explain to him how important it is. And Sanatana Dharma is the top. And all the Europeans have really tried to put down Sanatana Dharma. All this book is about this history, how the Europeans and the Muslims before have done everything to put Sanatana Dharma down. And they failed. Sanatana Dharma is up. And the books are up. And the devotees are out. And they're preaching everywhere. In Russia and in Ukraine. So many things to do, so many things to care for. And to develop a spiritual community that is it's a life task. Just like having children, bringing them up, this is a life task. It's so hard. And so beautiful at the same time. So preaching Krishna consciousness is very beautiful, and that's what I'm encouraging you. Ever since that class in Berlin, I never stopped giving classes. That was 1971, no, 72, early 72. That was. So it's 53 years ago. I gave my first class here in Berlin.
Wow.
I still remember it because it was shocking. Hey, you go, you give the class. How? But you see, giving a class in Krishna consciousness means just close your eyes, pray to the lotus feet of your guru, and you will see it will flow. It flows, it comes from inside. You're giving out what is supposed. And what I'm saying here, you may like it, you may not like it, but somebody may hear it and become a devotee. I don't know. Krishna, when I speak to the audience, it's Krishna speaking to the audience, and he has everybody in mind because he knows he needs to hear that. She needs to hear that. And he may give it. And I may say it, and I don't know that I'm giving a message from Krishna to you. Got it? I may not know that I am an instrument of his love for you. And I hope I'm an instrument of his love. Otherwise, what reason or what justification do I have to even talk? I'm a little nobody, just come out from this material existence by the grace of Vaishnavas. And now here I'm sitting representing Srila Prabhupada and his message. And so does he want you to preach. Don't be shy. Learn the language of the people where you are and preach and enthuse them. Like when Mandali is in India, I'm so happy. And I can see the people come and they like him so much. They want to include him in what they are doing. And they want to hear, why are you here? What has brought you here? Young man, we could be, we're not that young anymore. Why are you here? What brings you to India? And the same thing, if any white person, man or woman, starts preaching Krishna consciousness, people are get, wow. They get very, very, very enthusiastic. So this is our reality. We are in the reality of giving Krishna to others. It's not your message. It doesn't belong to me. I'm not qualified to do anything for Srila Prabhupada. But he utilizes me anyway. Because that's my only hope. Only if Prabhupada is in his kindness keeps engaging me. Otherwise, what I become? Like Brajendra was telling to me yesterday. Now I'm a penner. Somebody who sleeps in the street and eats wherever he gets some little food. And penna.
Penna.
So, of course, a devotee is always potentially empowered, but you're only getting the empowerment when you surrender, when you really try to do your best. Don't think the empowerment is for just living a lazy life at the cost of others. That's not the idea. I've said enough. I wanted to say something about this book today, but I just spoke a little bit my heart about what is the daily life in Krishna consciousness, no? Is daily nectar and Sanatan Dharma. And with Govind, yesterday we spoke a lot about what we're going to do for Braj Mandal, very beautiful ideas. Govind is a very inspired person, and he is a protector of Sanatan Dharma. He is, and protector of this temple also. So it's very beautiful. We are very thankful. And Govind is the perfect example of Vishwa Vaishnava Rajshava, because he belongs to the Ramanuja Sampradaya as a priest. If Govind would be in Sri Rangam, he would be one of the head priests in the temple of Ramanuja Acharya. He comes from the Acharya line, but somehow or other he went into the scientist line, but he has not stopped being the part of the divine teachings of Ramanuja Acharya. And he works with us in the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajshava. It's a perfect, I mean, you couldn't find a better example. And now we're working for Vrindavan. Blissful, really blissful. Thank you very much, Govind, and all the other people who come here from India also. No, now the temple of Radha Govindaji is becoming more popular here. And we have disciples of Rasa Mandala. That is revolution. Rasa Mandala has disciples. It's only because this is the vision we have that it comes. That's a special vision, Vrinda Parivar vision. We also fulfill a sacred duty and all that. And what is that sacred duty? That Krishna consciousness can become really popular. It can go down to the level where we are. Not be so taken off to say, yes, my guru is from India, he's so wonderful. Yes, I'm sure he's wonderful. I don't deny it. But you don't speak his language, he doesn't speak your language, and he may come for 3 days a year, if he has the time to come. It's not enough to wash your head. Somebody has to wash your head like once a week, you know, to get all the Maya stuff out of the head. So the association with the guru who teaches us must be domestic. At least the Shiksha Guru, no? Has to be domestic, otherwise it will not last very long. Of course, Prabhupada left. Satchidananda Swami is a domestic guru in Germany. And there's others also, no? And it's wonderful. So, but it's even more. It's not only domestic. The guru has to know you. You have to know him. He has to care. You have to care. And together you have to develop the dream of your Paramaguru, Srila Prabhupada. He is really... Yesterday I was speaking with Krishna Das, who has a music school in Mukhalse, and he's a preacher of Bhagavad Gita for more than 20 years. And he loves Krishna consciousness. And he asked me yesterday, you have a community I can join? I told him, you know, you have a following in Mukhalse. People practice yoga. They have been inspired by you. That you have the safest place there. And you have a family to look after. So all together, it is my opinion that you can expand the preaching, like our Eka Chakra. Eka Chakra in Chemnitz. He's preaching in a small place. He comes to India twice a year with a group of his students. He's a spiritual master there. And the people, he just came, and I had a group of his in, you saw them, no? Beautiful. And they're chanting Hare Krishna, and that is the real Krishna consciousness. And in the same way, any one of you can do the same, or be the same, here or there, whenever Krishna wants. And when you're ready also. Ready means you say, I'm surrendered, Krishna. If you want me to look after people, if you want me to open a temple, I try. I try. I do what I can. It's very exciting. Krishna consciousness is really exciting. Unbelievably exciting. Oh my God. You remember Rambhadracharya? He just came to next to Vindakunja. His disciple, who he just appointed as his successor, he came to Vindakunja. And he said, yes, I'm going to work with you guys. We're going to do things for Vrindavan. He's a very powerful guru, Rambhadracharya. You cannot even imagine the power. He's blind. He's blind. He sits down in the asana. And he gives a 4-hour lecture, quoting one shloka after the other. And everybody loves him, Rambhadracharya. And he was the acharya who convinced the Supreme Court of India that this was the place of birth of Lord Ramchandra, because his temple is in Chitakut. He's coming more from the Rama side of Rama Sampradaya, but Vaishnava, Paka. And so he was taken to the Supreme Court, and he quoted there's all the shlokas describing how Lord Rama appeared on the back of the Sarayu as the son of the king of the Dasharat, and he gave such, the court judges, they said, yeah, and who are the Muslims? The Muslims, they just came a few years before, and they gave all the horrible things and destroyed the temple, and now they want to fight in court against the Hindus. Lord Rama appeared thousands of years ago and never became less popular in India. That's why in India people said, we are waiting for the Ram Raj to return. Ram Raj means the governance of Ram, because he was so wonderful. And everybody feels, not everybody, but some people feel that Modi ji has brought Ram Raj to India to a certain degree. And I agree, because we have many good things happening now. And Yogi ji also, there. I mean, look, Yogi ji and Modi ji, they come from the RSS. The RSS is a Rashtriya Sanghabaman, something like that. Huh?
Ein Wort ist Samiti.
No. That RSS is one of the biggest Hindu organizations of India. And their basic intuition, or which puts them, we are Hindus, we want Sanatana Dharma, that was inspired greatly by Vivekananda. They always have a picture of Vivekananda and their founders. Very, very powerful movement. The RSS has more than 30,000 schools all over India. And they train the students. This is Vedic tradition. But the interpretation is basically impersonal, because Vivekananda is impersonal, Ramakrishna is impersonal. But it was Yogi ji and the others who established the temple of Lord Rama. The temple of Lord Rama is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Maryada Purushottama. So, and here you find him being installed by Mohan Bhagwat together with Modi ji giving the Abhishek to Lord Rama. I mean, if that's not a mystical thing taking place in front of our eyes, well, I'm a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, so I will say all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This was all possible because of Srila Prabhupada's intervention, indirectly or directly. Prabhupada don't care for the name and fame. It's just myself. I may see disciples say, right, Gurudeva, we did it, or you did it. Hey, Modi ji gave an Abhishek to Ramlal, the Supreme Personality of God, and they built the most opulent, beautiful temple there in the heart of Ayodhya, establishing here Lord Ram appeared, and he is the Supreme Personality of God. And Rambhadracharya, he got the Supreme Court to decide because it was a political decision, because you have a Muslim vote, like I don't know how many, maybe 20% of the people in India are Muslims. So you don't want to upset 20% of your population. So it is like that. That's why it became complicated. Now it's becoming more complicated because the next one they're looking at is the huge mosque which was built on Krishna's birthplace, with the stones of Krishna's temple. And that's the next one, and they're going to go for it. It's already in court. Because when they're going to break this mosque to build a huge Krishna temple there, now they have a Krishna temple there which was built next to the mosque by the devotees. That's as far as they got with their national spiritual sentiments for Lord Krishna. But when you look at it, they have this huge mosque and this temple next to it. It doesn't look right. What this mosque has to do there, where Lord Krishna appeared in Mathura. So they want to break it down and make a huge temple for Lord Krishna, which is really nice. Of course, the Muslims say, it's our mosque. Well, if you really want a mosque, make a mosque somewhere else. There's so many mosques everywhere in India. What's the big deal? But leave us alone here, you colonial abusers, and what you did with all burning the Nalanda University. 2 universities India had. 2. And both of them were burned down by the non-believers of Sanatana Dharma. And that destroyed so much literature you cannot even imagine. Anyhow, we got Prabhupada. He gave us all the books back. We didn't lose anything in the burning of Nalanda because we got the pure devotee, Shakti Avesh Avatar. He came and gave us the Bhagavatam, and that is so solid, and the Gita, and from that we can practice Sanatana Dharma. We are not at loss because that university, but historically, 2 universities, what's the other, I forgot, Nalanda and somewhere almost up there in the mountains, there was another university. Anyhow, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. We are now going to sing something for Gauranga Radha, Gandharvika Govinda Sundaram.